sat there for a long time, listening to the groan of the wind through the trees. When I finally stepped out, the smell hit me. Damp wood, mold, something faintly metallic underneath. The front porch sagged beneath my weight. The key turned reluctantly in the lock, the sound echoing like a shot. Inside, the air was colder than it had been outside. Dust lay thick on every surface. Cobwebs draped from the chandelier. Wallpaper peeled in long strips. It was like the house had been abandoned for centuries, rather than decades. But it hadn't been abandoned. Not really. Because everywhere, I found signs of my uncle's presence. A coat still hung by the door, stiff with age. Books lined the shelves, spines cracked, margins filled with tight, obsessive handwriting. In the kitchen, a mug sat in the sink, ringed with the last traces of coffee. And in the study, God help me, his journals. I didn't open them at first. I wanted to. My hands hovered over them, fingers brushing the cracked leather covers. But there was something about the house, a stillness, a watchfulness, that made me feel like opening them would be a trespass. I retreated upstairs instead. The bedrooms were worse. Sheets still lay tangled on the beds. A pair of shoes waited at the foot of one, as though their owner might return any minute. In my uncle's room, the mirror above the dresser was covered with a sheet nailed into place. I tugged it halfway down before I stopped. Something about the shape of the sheet, the way it bulged outward as though the mirror were breathing, made my stomach twist. I let it be. That night, I slept poorly. Every creak of the house sounded deliberate, as though footsteps were pacing just outside my room. The wind rattled the windows, but sometimes the rattle turned rhythmic, like fingernails tapping glass. I told myself it was just nerves, the shock of inheriting a house from a stranger. But in the morning, I noticed something strange. Dust coated everything in the house, except for a path. A path that led from the study to the stairs, up the stairs, and directly to the room I had slept in. That was when I opened the journals. The first entries were harmless enough. Observations about the weather, about repairs needed on the house, but slowly they grew darker. My uncle began writing about voices in the walls, about figures he saw from the corner of his eye. He spoke of dreams where the house itself whispered to him, urging him to stay, to listen, to obey. And then, the entries changed